everyone, so today I'm going to do a video that I did a long time ago. I'm going to be swatching all of my Kylie lip kits. So I have 11 lip kits but 12 liquid lipsticks. The reason I'm doing this again is because my most viewed video on my channel is my first impressions of the Kylie lip kits. One, I line my lips very differently now compared to how I used to. My lips, I used to just line them where the line was. I think I thought I was overlining them, but I actually wasn't. So I'm gonna just be like redoing it, and I want to see how they look now because I have so many of them, and I feel like the liners, I know what they all look like, and obviously like they have matching liquid lipsticks, but I feel like I only reach for like 4 of the liquid lipsticks, so I want to like redo it for myself. But I also want you to see, because obviously this is my most viewed video, and I feel like why not do an updated one? Before we get into this video, please sure to subscribe so you don't miss any further videos from me, and let's just get going. So Candy K is first because it's the lightest. I've basically just tried to make this lightest to darkest and done my best that I can. So Candy K, you can see it's quite small. I do actually use this quite a lot. It's just your like basic nude colour, honestly. I'll tell you what, something that's different about this video compared to my first time is because I do overline my lips now, I feel like the colours are gonna look, one, so much better on me. Also, I do my makeup way differently to back then, so it's gonna look better on me as well. So here is Candy K liner. Then we're gonna put on the liquid lipstick. I think there's only one that's like not a perfect match, but I'll show you that obviously. When I first tried these, it was a first impression. I loved them then, and I still love them now. I don't think they deserve the hate they get. These look so much better on my lips now as well. And I'm not gonna be here for the Kylie lip kit slander, because in winter these are so amazing when it's windy. So next up we have Kylie, I believe. So this is the only one that doesn't actually really match. So the liner and the liquid lipstick are actually a different color. This was meant to be made as like her perfect shade. My lips are gonna be really sore after this. This is why I'm filming it on TikTok and YouTube at the same time, because if I just filmed it on a go, my lips would be red raw. Yeah, I'm sure Kylie made this as like her perfect color. Okay, so this is the liner. So now we'll apply the liquid lipstick. Do you see how it's just like, I didn't put as much on for this on because I want to blend it in with the liner. I don't think she really wears this color as much anymore, but when she brought this out, it was like the Kylie color. I really like this. I don't wear it a lot because I normally go for warmer colors. I don't really go for the whole cool toned lip. It is actually beautiful. I probably should wear this more. I do really like it. I hope this lighting's okay and you can actually see what I'm doing. Okay, so next up we have Snow Way Bae. This became a favorite of mine a couple of months ago. I always wore these when I was doing like TikTok live. I started becoming obsessed with this shade. It is gorgeous. It needs sharpening. Most of these are going to need sharpening, I think. For like a really pretty baby pink, this is the shade for you because it is gorgeous. There's a really fun thing about creating content is that like you'll randomly use a product you haven't used for ages and then you end up loving it, and that's literally what happened with this. The liquid lipstick, the lipstick is so pretty. It's just that perfect pink shade if you like pinks. How gorgeous is that? Genuinely love this shade so much. Isn't that just so pretty? So like I was wearing this with like just like a gloss, like a pink shimmery gloss on top, because I loved it and it was just the most pretty thing ever. Pretty pink, especially if you put a gloss on top. I look like such a mess every single time. Next up we have, oh, the one and only Posy K. Now as you can tell from this was my favorite. I started to struggle to get the lid on and off and sharpen it, so I stopped using it, but this was like my go-to shade like out of all of them. Okay, it's sharpened enough, it's sharpened enough. I've always been such like a mauvey pink girl, so like this is my dream color. I love this shade so much. But I'll be very interested to see if I like it as much today, because now I go for more like warmer tone, but I do feel like these colors really suit me because I have green eyes. I am trying to line my lips properly so it looks how I would wear it. I also feel like I'm literally exfoliating my lips doing this. So this is how Posy K looks. Like I said, I love Posy K. It's my go-to colour, but not so much anymore. I do just feel like it's slightly cool tone now for me. And I just don't feel like it's quite my shade. I definitely prefer more like, imagine this, but just more on the warmer side rather than the cool side. But I do feel like this does go really nice on my lips because I have green eyes, so I just feel like it does bring out my eyes. So these only look good when you have like lip filler, because like you don't have all the lines in your lips, but like I don't have lip filler, like none, never have it. Never in my life have I had it. And yet like, yeah, you can see the lines, but it looks smooth. Next up we have Autumn. Now Autumn is a shade that I actually really started loving. I used it a lot in, I want to say 2021 Autumn. The only way I can describe the shade is that it's autumnal, which is basically the point because it's called Autumn, but it's literally the only description I have for it. I can't lie, my lips are starting to get a bit sore now. We've only done 4. How gorgeous is this shade? Is it not just the most perfect autumnal colour? Like I genuinely just love it. It is so pretty, it's so autumnal. Like autumn is the perfect name for this colour, like it genuinely is. Once again, this with a gloss. I mean, all of these with glosses look absolutely stunning, but like even on their own, I love them. I just think they're so pretty. Next up is the only one that is not a lip kit, and this is Kristen. I don't remember because I did buy them like 2.5 years ago. I think I wanted it as a lip kit, but they didn't sell it as a lip kit, so I bought it as a single. But I didn't bother buying the liner because I realised other liners would work. Like the next shade you'll see, Victoria, is like this, just a bit more orangey I think, whereas this one's more pink. So I'm just going to apply it without lining my lips to show you the shade. Obviously I probably am not going to be able to like overline them like I normally do, but I don't want to use a different liner because I don't want to affect the colour. Okay, that's gonna have to do. I feel like I did okay. I actually really love this colour. It is also another one that I do use quite a lot. I honestly would say I use most of these, apart from probably the last 5. I would say the deeper 5 I don't really touch, but all of these ones I do use here, there and everywhere. This is Kristen. Obviously my lining skills not great because I didn't have a liner, but it's good enough. You can see the colour and it is a very pretty colour. A brownie red, but like it's got a slight pinky tone to it. I'm pretty sure this is the pinkier tone and the other one's the orangier one. I can't remember which way around it is. Maybe this is the orangier one and the other one's the pinkier one. We'll see when we get to the next one which one was which. Next up we are on to Victoria. I have actually been using this liner a lot recently. I think I used it today actually. At the start of this video, this is the liner I had on. I just can't remember if this is the pinker one or Kristen was the pinker one. In my head, I thought Victoria was the more orangey one, but I guess it's not. See, Victoria definitely is when it goes a bit more into a red more than a nude. I feel like Kristen still has that nudie red to it, like it's a brownie, muted brownie red, whereas this one goes into the more actual red. I actually love this colour. This is actually like a really nice, I feel like spring red, if you get what I mean, like not super bright. I do actually feel like one of these reds I actually could wear in spring and summer because it's like really bright. The other ones I have coming up are probably a bit more, 3 out of the 5 are probably a bit more like autumnal and winter. You see how when they dry they go a bit more muted, which I think is why matte lips are so wearable, because when something is matte it tends to not look as bright. Next up we have Ginger. Now I actually have recently used the liner for this but not the liquid lipstick, so I'm actually very excited to try this shade. So it's obviously like a brown. I used this earlier on live and I did like, I wanted to try like a brown liner, but this liner is not as brown as other ones I have. Like I have like a few that are like a dark brown, but this one's not. It's like a muted brown. It almost feels like it's got like a pink hue to it. I'm not really too sure why I bought this colour. I could definitely make this work in autumn. If I put like a little bit of like strawberry cream from Mitchell from the curve case in the centre, I feel like this would like just to pinky it up a little bit. I feel like this would work. The one thing I don't love about Kylie lip kits, and it's not the lip kits problem, is that nowadays I much prefer dark liner to the lip I'm wearing, but obviously with the lip kit the liners match perfect. So actually my favourite colour I've worn is the shade Kylie, because the liner is a different shade to the liquid lipstick. But because all of these are the same shade, like this one, you can see I need to actually bring the liquid lipstick higher because the liner is a slightly different shade. So I actually need to cover the liner with the liquid lipstick, whereas normally I wouldn't do that. I do like them, but I definitely mix and match them now because I don't like wearing the same matching shade. Next up we have Extraordinary. Now I love this liner. I've actually been using it a lot recently. As I keep saying about a lot of these liners, so I think I use a lot of the liners a lot more than liquid lipsticks, but I've been using this a lot. So I'm excited to try it with the liquid lipstick. I do think it's going to make it very bright, because this liner is quite bright, but when I use like a more muted like colour on my lips, it doesn't look as bright. Do you know what I mean? These ones actually sharpen okay. It's just Posy that doesn't. So there is the liner. I think I have found my flaw with Kylie lip kits, because I'm sure this is going to be a really bright liquid lipstick, but I do feel like I have to go over the liner, not like up to it, because otherwise they have different finishes. Like the liner will be a bit more like with the brighter shades, because obviously the liner and liquid lipstick have a different consistency. You can see where the liner is if you don't put the liquid lipstick over the liner, but with the lighter shades you can get away with it, but with the darker ones you definitely can't. It's actually a stunning shade. I actually really like it. It's not that bright considering it is like a bright pink, but again I do think when something is matte it's a little bit less bright. But this is a very, as I've gotten older I've realised that I like brighter shades and I don't feel worried about wearing them out. When I was younger I probably wouldn't have worn a bright colour out, hence why I used to stick to like a pinky mauve, because it was like suited me and it was a colour but it wasn't bright. Whereas now I would like happily wear this. Okay, so now we're on to like the 3 red ones. Now this one might actually be darker than the next one, but the next 2 are like reds, whereas this one's a bit more of a muted one. So even though it's darker, it's muted, so I'm going for this one first. So this is Better Not Pout, and I'm pretty sure this is a really pretty shade, because it's like a, to me it looks like a muted brown red colour. The other 2 I'm doing next are bright and intense. So This one, I've literally, you can see I must have used it just the once. I do wish these were retractable. Now onto the liner. You see right now, the liner doesn't look very bright. Oh, okay. That is a really, really, really pretty shade. Definitely like a more like, again, an autumn winter shade. I feel like it's not really a color you're gonna be using like in summer. And also, I never have an issue of like patchiness with these. I really like that shade. That's gonna be like my Christmas shade, I think, next year. But do you see how it's like, when I put it on, it looked really bright, but then it tones down, now it's like a muted. It's got like a burgundiness to it, but it's not like in your face bright. I love that. But like the next two are like more like intense reds, because every time you put one of these on, you think, wow, it's so pretty, but now do you see how it's like a more brown? Interesting. So I loved it. Now it's muted down a bit. I'm like, maybe I prefer the other ones, you know? My lips are getting so exfoliated while doing this. I wanted to exfoliate them because they were getting quite dry, but my God, are they you know what? I feel like I'm past the point of sore now. They were really sore like when I got to like the fourth one. Now I feel like they're numb. Next we have Boss, and I'm actually probably the most excited to put this one on. When I remember when I was buying this, I was debating between like Mary Jo K and like Boss, Bite Me, and this and that, because I wanted like a true red. I remember I went for Boss because Mary Jo K, I remember it being like a blue red, like a true blue red, whereas this is more of like an orange red as far as I remember. Whereas, and Bite Me is more like purpley, like a more berry red. So I didn't buy Mary Jo K just because it was more, it was a bit more blue, and I didn't really want, I didn't know if a blue red would suit me. If I remember correctly, this one's a bit like, do you remember Liberty on Love Island? She always had like an orange red on. For some reason, this liner feels way more dry, which means it's gonna be a pain to get off in a minute. Like the liner's like breaking off on me. Yeah, this is like Liberty from Love Island. Let's see how this looks when it mattifies. Yeah, so this was definitely more of like an orange red, and I bought this because I didn't want a blue red, and I still think I made the right choice. I can't imagine, I don't know if a blue red would suit me. I think I might have a blue red lipstick, so I need to try that on, but I do like the more orangey red. It's like obviously like bright, but it's orangey, and I feel like this was a really good shade because I feel like with the blue red, it's sort of like definitely more Christmas. Whereas like an orange red, I feel like it can be like winter, autumn. It can definitely, if anything, it's more spring and summer because it's got that orange compared to like a blue toned red. Maybe I'll start wearing this in spring and summer. Don't know, we'll see. And finally we have Bite Me. Now this is like a deep red, and I'm very excited to try this again because I remember like buying this one because it was a berry red. If anyone watched YouTube back in 2014, Rimmel Kate Moss 107 was the lipstick, and I feel like this is the Kylie lip kit of that. I forget that you need to be more careful when you line your lips with a darker colour because it's messier. See, so right now this is like a true Christmas colour. Look at that, isn't that just stunning? I'm very excited to see how this dries down. Like, it really does. I feel like it's a really, really beautiful shade. I've run out of describing words, as you can tell, but I do feel like in general, I definitely will say I prefer this on my lips, all of these shades, so much more now than I did before. If you go back and watch that video, it's literally the most views on my channel. It's got 50,000 views. I did not overline my lips, so my lips look so small, and I just lined like normal, whereas I overline now, and I feel like, especially with matte lipsticks, if you overline, they always look better, simply because it's matte, which means you don't have any glossy, plumpy, juicy look to your lips because it's fully matte. So if you just do the normal lip line, what ends up happening is, yes, it looks good, it actually makes them look smaller than if you were to put some gloss on top. If you have smaller lips and you use matte lipstick and you find your lips look small, try using a glossy lipstick or put gloss on top, because chances are your lips will look bigger if you want your lips to look bigger. This looks 100 times better than it did when I did this 3 years ago. As much as we all know Kylie did have lip filler when she was saying it was all her lip products, this makes my lips look big, and I definitely have overlined them. Like, it does work, do you know what I mean? I hope if you were looking for some shades that maybe this has helped, and if not, maybe it's just fun to watch. Maybe you watched the original video and that's how you found me. Be sure to like, subscribe and comment, and let me know what ideas you have down below. And I hope you are enjoying my channel. So please come back next time, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.